I'm a big movie buff, so I'm super excited to make this one today. And welcome back to my kitchen. If you are new here, my name is Kaylee, and today in my kitchen, we're gonna be cooking up some jjapaguri. This is a recipe that I became familiar with by watching the movie Parasite, which if you haven't seen, you have to go watch it. It's amazing. It won Best Picture for just so many reasons. This is a Korean dish, which I found out was popular, but has become obviously more popular from the movie. This Korean dish is called jjapaguri because it's made of jjapaguri noodles and gyuri noodles. Not sure if I'm saying those ones right, but that's how it came about. Now in the movie, it's actually referred to as Ramdon, which is a mix of ramen and udon noodles, but that's something that they totally made up because there wasn't an English translation for it. So today we're gonna be making some Ramdon, and I'm very excited to get started. There's nothing better than just instant noodles, am I right? Now usually this recipe is just made with the 2 instant noodles, but in the movie they make it a little bit fancy by adding in something that's called hanwoo or hanwoo beef. Now it's sort of like the Korean version of a Kobe beef. It's really rich and super fatty. I couldn't get my hands on that, but I did pick up some Wagyu. So today we're gonna be using some Wagyu short rib to top off our Ramdon. Now, no spoilers, I promise, no spoiler alert. The movie is a bit of a thriller and it talks about some issues of class, and it's not like I'm rich, you're poor, let's dance, happy ending type stuff. So this one really is a cool juxtaposition of cheap instant noodles and super fancy beef. These are 2 of my favorite things. I can't wait to put them together. First things first, we're gonna be starting with our beautiful Wagyu short rib. For this one right here, these pieces are a little bit longer, so I'm gonna cut them in half just so there's kind of more to go around, or at least it'll seem that way. Then lightly season with salt and pepper. Now that our beef is nice and seasoned, it is time to start to cook it up. So I've got my pan here. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of oil. Today I'm using some vegetable oil. I just want something that doesn't have too much flavor. These are pretty thin pieces, so it's not gonna take very long to fry, maybe a minute or 2 max. We don't wanna overcook the beef because later on we're gonna add it to the noodles and it'll kind of finish off in there. And then we'll take them out of the pan, set them aside, and work on the noodles. So our beef is to the back, it's just to the side resting while we get our noodles underway. I've got my pot here, or pan, I don't know, this is like a pot pan, it's like halfway. It's filled up with about 4 cups of water at the moment. Realistically, it doesn't really matter if you do 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups, because we're gonna be pouring out a lot of the water after the noodles are cooked. We just wanna make sure there's enough water in the pan, that way we'll be able to boil both packs of noodles. While we're waiting for this to boil, let's take a look inside of the packs to see what does it come with. The jjapaguri noodles are a black bean sauce, so it's gonna give our noodle dish that really rich, dark, brown, caramelly color. Inside, it does come with some dried vegetables, which we'll be chucking in there. It's also got the soup base or the black bean sauce and a little bit of oil as well. So these 2 will actually be going in towards the end of the recipe. The nigiri noodles are sort of a spicy seafood style or seafood broth. So I'm curious to see what this one tastes like. We'll open this one up. And inside here, similar kind of thing. There's no vegetable oil that comes with it, but you do get your seafood base and some dried vegetables as well. These are thick noodles. Our water right now is just about to break a boil, so it's time to add in our noodles. Both packs of noodles go straight into the boiling water, as well as the 2 packs of dried vegetables. Both soup bases or seasonings get added in last with the oil. Now, I didn't see on the package what kind of vegetables were in there, but for sure from the nigiri base, that one definitely has lots of nori or seaweed. So it's got that really nice seaweed smell. I'm excited. I'm gonna get my iodine fix. We're cooking our noodles until they're slightly undercooked, about al dente. That way later on when we add in the rest of our sauce and the beef and we give it one more quick toss, it'll finish cooking up. We don't want to overcook these ones because we don't want them to be a big mushy blob. That just sounds terrible. I would say between 4 or 5 minutes. It kind of depends on your cooking setup. The 2 packages of noodles had different cook times. One says 5 until they're cooked to perfection, and one says 8 minutes. So somewhere in between there, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be the sweet spot. It's time to drain our noodles. I've got my mess strainer here, which I hope is going to be my best friend for this one, because when I'm draining it, I don't want to lose all of the rehydrated vegetables. We are going to drain out most of the water, but I'm going to keep about a cup aside just in case when I'm mixing in the soup base, if it's a little bit too thick, I can add in some of that water to thin it out. That way everything is nicely evenly coated. The heat is off right now. The pan is hot enough that as I'm adding in all the sauces, it's still going to be a nice hot dish, but we don't want to overcook anything else. We've got our residual water to add in, our 2 soup bases. Now, talking about the soup bases, the whole thing of the jjapaguri goes in here. Again, it's going to give it that nice rich color. For the more spicy seafood base, we're gonna start with about half of the pack. Usually if you're making the jjapaguri noodles, it's a bit of a tongue twister. This is a more soupier style noodle. So you'd put in the whole pack, but then you'd also still have about a cup to 2 cups of broth that the noodles are in. To make sure it's not overpowering the black bean and to make sure it's not too spicy, we're just putting in half a pack to start. As always, taste your dish as you go along. If you like the heat, add in a little bit more of that seafood base. If you don't like spicy, start with about 1/3 of the pack. It's still gonna have that really nice seafood taste. It's gonna balance everything out, but hopefully it won't be too spicy. Last thing, we have a little bit of vegetable oil from the jjapaguri. We're adding that in as well. It's just gonna help evenly coat the noodles and give them that nice glossy finish. Got beef. All right, lastly, it's time to throw on our beef, give everything a nice quick stir, and then plate up. All right, we're here, we're ready to dig in. It looks amazing. I can't wait to try, so we're going for it. Gotta make sure I get a little bit of that Wagyu as well. Whoa. That's some ASMR. The 2 sauces mixed together really balance each other out nicely. The sweetness and, well, still savoriness from the black bean sauce, it balances out some of the heat that comes from the spicy seafood sauce. It's definitely not super heavy with the seafood taste. So if you're someone who doesn't happen to like a seafood taste, I think you'd still really like this one. The biggest flavor definitely coming through is that black bean. And that addition of a beautiful cut of beef, I mean, it can't be beat. Is it 100% unnecessary to add in such a beautiful cut of beef? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes, it is amazing. And when you bite into it, it's that burst of flavor. I'm considering, should I change my demographic and just do mukbangs? Because I wouldn't mind just eating this whole thing right now. It's super tasty. If you do give this one a try, don't forget to tag me on any and all social media. You can follow along on Instagram as well. You get some sneak peeks here and some inside scoop as to what is going to be coming up next. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, comment down below what you want to see me make next in my kitchen. Maybe something that you've tried, could be something you've made yourself, or you're just dying to learn how to make. Let me know. I cannot wait to continue to learn with you guys in my kitchen. So long. Until next time. Bye, guys.